Hello everyone, welcome to TROPCAST episode 37. I am your host Ronan Fox. I have Paddy Toner here with me. How are you, Paddy?
Ronan, there's something in the middle of my face and I don't know what it is. I hope you can hear me this week.
I'm not going to say it looks better because that'll be quite offensive, but how's things?
Alright. How are you?
Good. Jack, how are you keeping?
Not too bad, Ronan. Not too bad. I won't complain.
And Pat, how are you keeping, Pat?
Sure, I could complain, but I don't think he's want to listen.
As Paddy does say, you're tipping.
Sure, yeah.
So we are live on, let me get this right now, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. There's one more there. Facebook. Did I say that already?
We're 2 pages on Facebook and we're on Twitch and we're on YouTube. We're getting big now. I'm going to leave because I think I'm too big for this podcast now, to be honest.
So it's looking like it's working. Paddy forked out the big money for restream, so we're delighted to be here.
That's thanks for the sponsorships, mate. That's Kaiju Gaming. That's Kaiju Gaming. That's it.
Thank you, Kaiju Gaming. You'll get your plug midway through. We might even plug you twice. Who knows? So I suppose we'll get straight to what we like to do, and that's what we're playing. So Jack, I'm going to throw it to you first. What have you been playing?
Surprise, surprise! I've been playing Crash Team Racing all week. I did get into a bit of more Mario to kind of go back to the old school, but other than that, they've really been the only 2 things I've been playing all. I have been playing nothing else.
And so tell me, Crash Team Racing, there seems to be a little bit of back and forth about the online structure in that game. Has it sorted itself out? Is it still a little bit antsy?
It's a bit of both, because sometimes you'll get a lobby, you'll get it really quickly, and it'll be a really good lobby. You'll have no problems with it. There'll be no lag. And then other times you could be waiting 10 minutes for a lobby. You'll get in, and then all of a sudden you're just getting hit by absolutely everything and you'd be nowhere near a character, but you'd be getting hit by physical items that you shouldn't be getting hit by.
Oh, so it's a lag issue, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, there is a massive lag issue with it.
Okay,
Still.
That's a huge problem with a game like that.
Oh, it's a massive problem, because there's also a lot of people figuring out if they work the disconnection issue properly, they can get into first place by disconnecting as soon as the race starts.
Oh, so there's a little bit of tactics involved in the lag.
There is a lot of people have started doing that, yeah. So that's left me a little bit
advanced cheating in 2019.
I know, but it's left me a little bit salty in a couple of races, I won't lie. But the lag also kind of pushes around placements as well. You could be in first by maybe a good 5-10 seconds, but it'll put you back in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. It could put you anywhere sometimes. So it's still
super frustrating.
It's still very, very messy, but you can tell that they're working on getting it fixed. So can't really say much bad about it when they're actually trying to fix it as best they can.
Sweet. Pat, what have you been playing? Pat, what have you been playing?
I have been playing.
Pause for effect.
You still there?
We can hear you. We can hear you, Pat.
Okay. Sorry, my internet went there for a wee while. I have been playing none other than Bloodborne as usual for the past few weeks, along with Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude. So let me talk a little bit about that. You did the review for us. What is it like? And give us your kind of a description of how you enjoyed that game, or if you went the other way on it.
Well, it's a very, 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 very short game.
Okay.
About 2 to 3 hours at maximum, depending on if you go exploring throughout it.
Okay.
But the game itself covers topics such as mental health, depression, loneliness, and trying to overcome it, and how change is sometimes necessary for this to occur. It's a very emotional heavy. One thing that I actually didn't put in the review that I actually want to put in the review now that I think about it is the voice acting is a bit unnatural at points, and it can make it seem just a bit off. It takes you out of it. And I feel like it's taken a Brechtian approach. You know what Brechtian is? It's a sort of theatre method that sort of keeps people outside, like not invested within the story that's going on, so that you can take in more of the topics that's happening and you can question them.
Okay.
And I felt myself doing that a lot in the game, that I wasn't too entirely invested within it. to actually sit back and go, okay, these are problems that people have gone through and that I've gone through some of them as well. And it's a very interesting aspect to it that we should put in the review. But
And do you think that was a style choice, Pat, or do you think it was just something that they got maybe wrong in the development?
I say I'm not entirely sure. Like I don't think they would have went for a Brechtian choice with how emotional some of the pieces can be. I just think the voice acting on point is just a bit off.
It cut that emotional tie-in to the character. Is that what you're saying?
It can just when it's like giving an emotional beat, and then let's say if I'm crying, and then a second later I'm going like this here and talking normally after bawling my eyes out.
Okay.
It just there's a bit of a disconnect sometimes with language, and I think it works because it makes you sit back and actually look at the problems and I think it's actually kind of clever in that aspect because like you get invested in it, but when you go back again, like the investment will be gone. But this hero will always keep you sort of never truly invested, so that you can see the problems that it's trying. But there are parts in it that are very emotionally heavy and that will draw you in now and again. And the game is just beautiful to look at. It is phenomenal.
Yeah, so this is a game
to chase off seagulls.
Oh, nice. So published by EA. EA do a lot of these indie style titles and people get very excited for this. I think they show really well at the likes of E3. I think this is the one of the EA games that I came away and said, wow, this looks like something very original, very unique. And I think if EA were to get more of these games out, it would really get them back on, I suppose, a good foot. And if they really allow their, say, developers, smaller development teams to have a more creative flair and to get them to do all like Ubisoft did it perfectly as well. I know you're a big fan of Child of Light and games like that Ubisoft say indie titles that I'd say indie style titles, and I think it's fantastic for the bigger companies to be doing this. So for EA to continue to do this, I think that would be a great step. You don't know if they have any more coming in this kind of style, or is it just going to be blockbusters from here on out?
At E3, they had a little trailer that showcased the EA original. So you had The Way Out, with one of the best games probably of last year.
Yeah.
Sea of Solitude, and then there was another group there. I can't think of their name, but it said that they were working on a game through EA original. So there is more.
Nice.
Perfect.
But also the group that made Sea of Solitude, I think they're making actually another game called Sands of Sorrow. I'm not sure if that's true EA original, but it might be as well.
Nice. No, it's really good for me. I love when big studios do this. Paddy, let's hear what you're playing the last 3 or 4 weeks. No, you're not coming through the mic, Paddy. Get it closer to you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I'm still on my keyboard and mouse journey with Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, and Fortnite as always. With the keyboard and mouse, to be honest, it's coming to me. I think I'm going to try and switch it up to Fortnite.
Okay.
Obviously, have to get the keybinds right. The PC is so much better for them games than the PlayStation. I suppose it's an original PlayStation, so it makes a difference. But I find myself in Fortnite getting way more kills than I wouldn't on the PlayStation, because it just goes in quicker.
Yeah.
Lag input or whatever you want to call it. And Escape from Tarkov is a great game. I don't know if it's ever going to come out of beta and what's it going to be like at the end, but it's definitely worth picking up if you're looking for a hardcore shooter game. Hopefully soon enough. But we'll be playing them 2 games. I'm looking forward to the Fortnite World Cup that's starting.
You're going to try and get into that. Just pull the mic up a little bit closer to you, Paddy.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with this bloody mic. Anyway, no, it's already finished. The finalists are already in it. They're going to New York. Your man that was on the podcast, Lol Boom, he's actually going to it. His money is, I think you get 50 grand just to qualify.
Wow.
He's about to make a 50 grand. He's 16 years old age. That's some difference and to watch all the big streamers didn't really get into it.
No way.
Like everyone watched Ninja didn't get in.
The young guys are taking over.
It's a lot of Europeans that are doing very well to get into it. There's a lot more places for the Europeans than the Americans because there's a lot more people in America trying to qualify.
Deadly.
But it's definitely something to be looking out for. It's amazing that what the esport, how much money people like. Someone's going to walk away from that a millionaire. I think first prize is like $1 million or close to 5 million or something like that. There, it's unbelievable money that they're putting up. So somebody's going to walk away. Some gamer's going to walk away. It could be a 16-year-old walking away with £1 million for first prize, and it could be the younger players are better. They're just quicker responses.
Yeah, we're a little bit old in the tooth to be hitting the old.
Yeah, we're a bit old.
Fortnite
We're a bit old.
World Cup.
Fortnite
Speak
World
for
Cup.
yourselves, lads.
Yeah.
You're getting on too, Jack.
Jack's trying to go for some world records with the crash, aren't you, Jack? You were saying earlier.
Honest to God, actually, that you were posting up a couple of records that you were saying were doable, were they?
Yeah, the Crash Team Racing world record is 50 minutes without load times. So I said I'd give it a lash. I still got a little bit to go, but I'd say I had it in about an hour without the loads. I can't tell because I don't actually have any way of counting how long.
I was enjoying your stream earlier, Jack.
Thank you very much.
It was good, man.
It's great to see you streaming, Jack. Like you said you were going to do. Now that you have your own space, it's good to see you jumping on Twitch. I think you're going to do really well, especially the fact that you're super good at those games. Like,
we want to see some platinums
online. Actually, by the way, Pat is the platinum Jack for this week. He got a platinum this.
What did he get?
Solitude. Oh yeah, I got Sea of Solitude. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
The platinum Pat, is it?
Yeah, for this week only, he's the platinum Pat. I will try and get one for next week.
I'll fight you for your shoelaces, Jack.
So I suppose I'll talk a little bit about what I've been playing. I downloaded Skater XL. It's an early access game and it's only on Steam. It's a skateboarding game and it's pretty much in the same vein as the skate games, and people are getting very excited about this. The studio, I can't remember the name, it's like Palm Springs Studios or something along the lines of that. They have brought out a mobile game previous to this game, and it got highly reviewed. People loved it, so they have put this game Skater XL into early access. I did a quick look on it actually today at break time. The game is, you know, if you're into skateboarding, realistic style skateboarding games, this game is very, very good. Both sticks control both of your feet, so your left stick controls your left foot, your right stick controls the right foot. If you pull back on the right stick, it will, and let go, it'll do an ollie. If you do an ollie and flick the left stick to the left, you'll do a kick flip. It's really good, and it's difficult in a way that you'd want it to be difficult. You know, you're not going to be doing like 360 flips off the bat. Like it's very realistic, very grounded. I mean, if you do a small grind, it's almost
you're saying you're making a review for us, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when the game is out full release, I'll do a review on that thing. I wasn't even going to do a quick look, but when I turned it on today, I had so the way it is, it's only one map. And that's literally it. You start the game off, it starts in Unity is what it's built in, and it's literally launch this game, you hit launch and it's just in the game. Like, that's how early access it is. It's literally on the map that you're playing, and you can go around the map, you can set different points where you can start from, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a great game just to jump on for a half an hour or so. I'd love to see them expanding it and going, like, having a career mode and stuff like that, and a point system and challenges, and I think that's the way they are going to go. But at the moment, I picked it up for 12 quid on the Steam summer sale. Very cheap and really, really good. Works on a lot of even low-end systems, low-end graphics card. It will work. So definitely worth picking up if you are a skate fan, or even an old Tony Hawk fan. It's not as sensational as Tony Hawk's. Like, it's not as unrealistic or arcadey, but it definitely has the same style vibe. So it's definitely worth picking up. Apart from that,
good skate game.
What's that?
You know what you have to have in a good skate game?
What's that?
That's what makes a good skate game. Remember Tony Hawk's 2?
Yeah.
The soundtracks are unbelievable.
The soundtrack, yeah. I literally think it's like one song that's playing over and over again when you're playing this game. So
when it comes out, hopefully it'll be better on.
Hopefully it'll be ad. But I mean, check out that game, guys. If you want something to scratch the itch, if you have a PC. Sadly, it's not on consoles yet. There is word that's going to be coming to console, but it's been supported now.
Is it closed beta? Yeah, is it closed or?
No, it's not closed. You can grab it on Steam. Skater XL. Check it out. Very cheap and really worth your time if you're into skateboarding games.
I used to love the old skate games. they're unbelievable. The Tony Hawk's games are unreal as well.
See, I would have played the Tony Hawk's games, but never would have played the Skate games. I'm not sure, was Skate just for Xbox or what? I'm not sure why it passed me.
It was Xbox and PS3. It's just the fact that the PS3 copies were very hard to find.
Okay, I never played the Skate games. Seems like something I would play, but a lot of people are comparing this to the Skate games, so definitely check it out.
Tony Hawk's Underground, that was some game. That was unbelievable.
Where
you were a skate, you're trying to be a professional skater, and you had rivals, and
yeah,
that was very good.
They need to remake that.
Brilliant. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to news, guys, and it's a little bit skimpy this week, but we did our best. The first bit of news is a very decent bit of news, actually. It seems to be the only bit of news if you don't look too far, isn't that right, Paddy? Put in gaming news into Google and this is what you get. So we have been shown a new Switch this week called Nintendo Switch Lite, which costs 200, I think it's euro, but will not be able to plug into your TV, but does come in 3 colours. So, like, the fact that it's 100 quid cheaper, I will probably pick this thing up. I'm not going to lie to you. I have been edging to get a Switch, and for me, when I get a Switch, I will use it as a handheld system. Plugging it into the TV is fantastic. Actually, in class, we use it a lot. One of the guys brings in his dock, and we play Super Mario, or what is it? Super Smash Brothers, and we play the Mario Kart as well, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. And he'd be chilling there at lunchtime playing on his handheld, and then in the afternoon he'll say, like, we'll get all our work done, I'll say, let's dock the Nintendo Switch up to the big projector and let's have a big tournament, and we have tournaments and stuff. What a system. I mean, as far as a system that's party kind of friendly, like couch co-op friendly, the fact that you can whip off the Joy-Cons and get your friends involved, I love that system. I can't praise it enough. I wish I had one, and I think this is my opportunity to go out and grab one.
Do you think it lets it down that you can't plug it in the TV? Should it really be called a Switch anymore? Yeah, you can't switch it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I
get it. I've always said it's a glorified handheld. I know, like, it is, like, really. I know you can plug in the TV and everything like that, but it's very expensive for what it is. I think they should be lowering the price of this thing.
But I have to say, when you look at the software for a Paddy, I think the AAA games that are being brought out for it are not handheld indie games. They're really kind of fully fledged AAA games, and class. And plus, you have the fact that a lot of other developers are coming in. You know, you're getting The Witcher on it. Doom was a game that was coming to it, and people were like, Doom on the Switch, that's never going to work. It's a quick twitch shooter, and it works perfectly. And like, for developers to want their games on that system, I think it tells a whole lot about that system. And bringing this out, I think it kind of goes... It kind of, I suppose, battles the fact that the price is a little bit high. The fact that you are getting... It's €100 deduction, but you don't get to dock it, and I think that's going to be okay for some people. I know personally, it will be okay for me because that's the way I'll be playing it. But I think if you can afford the extra 100, get yourself a docked one, because they're a hell of a lot of fun.
But they're class. What's the battery? I don't own one, Jack. You own a Switch. What's the battery like on the?
It depends on what you're playing, because if you're playing something like Breath of the Wild in handheld, you're only going to get about 2 or 3 hours out of it, because it's such a intense game on the back. Whereas if you're playing something like Shovel Knight or Hollow Knight or something indie, or more along the indie line, you can get about 4 or 5 hours out of it. So it's got a decent battery for what it is. But one thing, sorry, go ahead.
Hey, buddy. No, you're okay, man.
I was going to say, with the Lite, the thing with people saying you can't dock it, they're going to have to do a completely different software for it, because there is already docks out there that completely cut down what the dock for the normal Nintendo Switch is. You can even get a C or a USB Type-C to HDMI adapter that will work with them. So saying that you mightn't even need a dock for the Lite, you could use one of them and it might work. Who knows, you know?
They'll probably try to do anything to block that. That they won't be able. If that's the way they want it to come out, that's the way it'll probably stay.
But they will have to come out with a way to block that. Then that's what I'm saying. Because
I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo done that. And they're kind of like Apple in that kind of way. Sometimes they can
like, here's a quick question for everyone around. If Nintendo released a new handheld tomorrow and had it released with the games that are on the Switch and had it for 200 quid, would you go out and buy it? I think that's the question you have to ask
Yeah,
yourself here.
but that's what it is, really, isn't it? It's very like I love to see very like high tech games on a little handheld. It's brilliant. Not that they're that little. That's what you want. Like if you're traveling a lot and you love gaming, handhelds out anymore. That's like it's a great. I wish they'd bring out more of them. PlayStation to bring out another one. It's a dying kind of thing. It's good to see something else coming out.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Dying. Gaming seems to be gone, just sitting in your room by yourself. I don't know why it's gone like that. It needs to come back a bit.
But the problem with that as well, though, is with the fact that they're making it completely handheld, they are cutting out a lot of the games that it can run. And they said that in their announcement video. There is going to be games that can't be run on the Nintendo Switch Lite that can only be run on the Nintendo Switch.
What I find about Nintendo is their fans are very, very loyal. And like if something has Nintendo on it, they'll just go out and buy it. Every single time they release anything, they release it in small portions. So you say that you can only get a certain amount of them, and they go out, and the whole thing sells out. And it's going to happen with this again. It always happens with Nintendo. Their marketing is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, definitely, I agree.
So the next bit of news, guys, is a game that I have no clue about, but you guys might be able to fill me in. It looks like we may or may not be getting a new Super Monkey Ball. Sega have supposedly registered a trademark for a new game titled Tabagoro Super Monkey Ball in Japanese. Tabagoro means ripe or ready to eat, which will clearly tie into the banana collecting theme of Monkey Ball franchise. Reports say this happened in May. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
So does anyone play Monkey Ball, Super Monkey Ball? Pat?
No.
I've never played one of them, but I've seen a lot. Like I know the gist of it.
Okay, well then you know more than me. So okay. Let's hear it.
Basically, like you're this little monkey that's in a ball, and you go rolling around, and you collect your bananas, and it's a bit of platforming, and I think a bit of puzzle elements to it, and it looks fun.
Okay.
But it's not like a game where I go, I need to go out and get that. I need that in my collection. I want that game. It's not that sort of game for me.
Okay. Jack, have you played Super Monkey Ball?
I have never played it. I have a copy for the GameCube, but I have watched a couple of speed run videos on certain levels, other just longer sections of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Do you think there's anyone in the world that's going to get excited for this?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of people excited for it because I was looking into it there just before that announcement, because I remember hearing that before the announcement that people were going, is this going to be a new Super Monkey Ball? Because the last one that was released was maybe 6-7 years ago on the Vita, and a lot of people are still annoyed at that because they're still waiting for a new one.
Okay, so at least there's a couple of people going to be excited about it.
Lads, I'm just telling you, the news this week was just... I tried. I'm telling you, I was all over. I was everywhere looking for news, and we just couldn't go. We were changing the podcast now, and I was going to go into... I don't know what was going to happen.
Paddy was talking about adventuring around the world in 30 days.
I know. We're going to come up with something different. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm trying to be messy, but sure, we had to go. The show must go on.
So guys, anime. We'll talk about anime.
The next bit of news is actually it's a decent bit of news. We got it on the last couple of seconds before we went live, and that is, and I was gonna say Tarkov is getting a new game, but no, it's a new Turok game is coming out, and we actually have a trailer here for it, and it looks cute as hell. So let's play the trailer. And yeah, so Turok Escape from Lost Valley is the latest title in the long-running franchise. It is the first Turok game since Turok 2008 and comes to Windows PC on July the 25th. And I mean, if you see it, the art style is so different than any Turok game that came before it. Looks like it's a isometric top-down action game, and it looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Jack, you were the one that pointed me on this one. Are you looking forward to the new Turok game?
Honestly, I've never played a Turok game, so I can't pass comment on it. I just came across it and I was like, wait, it's been it's been years since Turok was last given a game. So I was like, that's surprising. That is really surprising when I saw the trailer then.
let's have a look back. This game became massive on what system? Because I remember seeing the iconic cover where it was it was like a guy on a Triceratops, wasn't it? With guns hanging out of him left, right, and center. Do you have it there, Jack?
I have it on the N64 somewhere.
Okay, so it was N64.
No, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of people in the chat there. Ray, this is not the same. Okay, yeah. So it was N64, and it was more of was it a first person or was it a third person action RPG or not an RPG, a third person action game?
It was first person from what I remember correctly. Again, I haven't really played too much into it, but I remember correctly, it has been first person the whole way along.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But the story was something like you were on an island fighting native people or something like that, and dinosaurs as well.
Yeah, so a lot of love for Turok N64 in the chat. Not so much love for this game that looks nothing like a Turok game.
They went completely different route with it, like.
Yeah, so Ray and John says it was an FPS, so there you go. I don't know, it was just a game that I always looked at in envy but never got my hands on it. So
You think you'll play this one?
it looks like a game that could possibly be very, very cheap or come to like be free on the Epic Store. Give us a look up close with that, Jack. There you go.
I think I have that as well.
Oh. I think I have like a PS2 Torque, so I do.
There is.
Torque
It was
Evolution.
released. It was on the PS2 and it was on the Xbox 360 as well.
Nice.
Actually, a really fun game.
Yeah, a lot of love for Turok on N64. So the next bit of news, guys, is there is a new Lord of the Rings MMO on the way with WoW, Destiny, and PlanetSide developers on board. Now, I don't know whether people ever played it before, but we actually had a Lord of the Rings online MMO. I think it was just called Lord of the Rings Online. It was an MMO that was free to play. And for me, this is a little bit disheartening because I always wanted my single-player Skyrim-esque Elder Scrolls Lord of the Rings game that I wanted to jump in and figure out that world and explore that world. I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. My biggest issue is this is an MMO that takes way too much of my time. I'm going to play it because it's Lord of the Rings and just see what they're doing here. But it was literally just announced, and I know a couple of people are going to be interested in this and are going to play and put a lot of time into it. Anyone else Lord of the Rings fans here, or am I the only one holding that flag?
I would definitely be a Lord of the Rings fan, but I'm not really an MMO fan.
No, that's my issue as well.
Yeah.
That is my issue. Because I seen new Lord of the Rings and I was like, no way. And then you see MMO and you're like, right.
The MMO just ruined that entire thing. It's like, ooh, Lord of the Rings game. Oh,
some people absolutely love MMOs and they put their lives into it. It's just...
That's exactly it. That's why I can't do it anymore. I got the special super duper edition of World of Warcraft, and I put a week of my life into it and never took a break. And I was like, nope, can't do this, or I won't have a girlfriend and I won't have a family.
You won't have a life.
It's like, it's the South Park episode where they go, my God, episode. He has no life at all.
Ma, bucket.
But no, I'm not gonna put it down on that game. But it's a lot of time.
2 Towers, that was some game.
That was a great game.
Yes, those games are very, very, very good, and I would love to see a remaster of those. Does anyone remember the Fellowship of the Ring game? It was like an RPG, because we didn't actually get a Fellowship of the Ring of one of, say, the games that you're talking about. You don't remember that? No, it was it was like. What was that, Pat?
There was one like that was called The Third Age or something, I believe, where you actually play as characters from the book that were never translated into the...
That was actually a decent enough game as well.
Yeah.
That was an RPG game that was, I think it was around... Wasn't it telling stories around, say, the film, but not directly with the film characters? I think you like bumped into them every so often, and
wasn't Kingdoms of Amalur or something like that. Or there was a weird game for the PS3 that was linked into it. I think it was Kingdoms.
And then there was another game John mentioned in the chat there, the Battle to Middle Earth. It was the RTS game. That was a really, really good game. So like there has been good Lord of the Rings games. I want Bethesda to take it on and just go with a full on what's wrong?
Take it, boys. Give me something hard to play.
Give us something that isn't filled with bugs.
Oh, I can take the bugs.
I just.
Okay, so the next piece of news is, after, this one's a little bit of a callback, after nearly 20 years, checkers, backgammon, hearts, and all of those Microsoft Windows games have been taken offline. And when I read this first, it was kind of, it reminded me, I suppose, back in school when I used to play these games, and it was, I suppose, a little callback to me in primary school, you know, playing against my friend up the way, so... Well, what are you saying there, Paddy? Can't hear a thing you're saying, dude. We've lost Paddy.
Hello.
We can hear you now.
It's what you played when you didn't have any internet. Pat plays it.
Yeah.
What was that? Minesweeper. That's some game. Is that still on it?
Minesweeper.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Minesweeper,
You used to
I
have
think
to
still
try
there,
and...
yeah.
Spider Solitaire.
There was some.
That
pinball
pinball game. What was that one?
The Space Cadet Pinball.
Oh, that was mad.
Yes.
That game was amazing.
I remember the skiing one where you had to get chased by the monster and he always caught you. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, someone in the chat has to remember the skiing game.
I remember there was no. They would teach you typing in school. Mavis Beacon. They ever use that?
Yeah.
No, that was not. I can type all right, I suppose.
I
Good. I add letters. You can tell that by the messages I send you, lads.
I have one from school days, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It was a maths one.
That was only like 3 years ago for you.
So a lot of love for for Minesweeper, Space
Minesweeper was
Cadet.
great. Minesweeper was just gambling. You're just pressing. You're like, there's nothing to this game. You're just pressing.
Yeah, but they're after years and years of figuring out what the numbers were, there is actually tactics used in the game. So it was
yeah, you watch people playing it and you're like,
damn nerds.
So I think the way it was is if you hit one and it says 2, it means that there's 2 mines connected with that, isn't it? I think that's the way it was done. I think John remembers the Yeti chased you. Yeah. So can you remember the name of that game? Because so the guys know that I'm not taking the biscuit.
Was that a Microsoft game?
It was. Yeah. It was like a top-down skiing game, and you had to go as fast as you could, and your game ends when the monster catches you.
Oh.
Jack,
What?
I know the game you're on. I know the game you're on about now, and I can't think of it off my head.
Why are they taking it off it though? Why? What's the problem?
I think it's just they're just taking it offline. Isn't that? I think that's what the story reads. I don't think they're actually taking it off the system. They're just it's been taken offline. So maybe you can't.
Okay.
Maybe you can't play your buddy up the street if you do that sort of thing. Yeah. Like maybe nobody plays it anymore. There's literally zero users.
Facebook has all them kind of games now, doesn't it? On the sidebars.
Okay, John says Ski Free was the name of it. I wonder if that's still available. I need to stream that thing.
Jesus, John remembered that one. Does anybody in the chat? It was a maths game years ago where you played as a little green alien. For some reason, it popped into my head a couple weeks trying to find out what the hell it is.
Niall M. Doherty says Tomb Raider for PS when you lock the wee man in the fridge.
Yes, that's funny as well. I don't know where that came out of, but I do remember doing that. You had to jump. You had to bring him in. You had to go to the very back of the fridge and then backflip twice, and then you could close it up, and he'd be trapped in there.
I only locked my brother in the fridge.
They actually referenced that in the reboot with a letter from the butler to the father. He's like, she locked me in the freezer to.
In the new ones, Jack.
Yeah, in the new ones, they actually reference it in one of the letters.
That's brilliant. I love that.
I saw it and I was like, that's actually a really nice little touch. Even
that's class.
Reference it.
That's brilliant.
Nice,
I love that.
Nice.
Okay, so the next bit of news we're going to talk about is we have actually another trailer. Now, I'm not sure whether anyone's into this game, but I think it's pretty decent. So let's play the trailer. So, return a beloved franchise to be launched on the PS4 Grid. Oh, and we're playing the wrong goddamn trailer. Apologies, we're playing Turok again. Give me 2 seconds, guys.
It's a strange racing game, Ronan.
Okay, here we go.
Racing dinosaurs.
The media source was the same, guys. Give me
No bother.
Yeah, so we're good. So Grid is returning to be launched on PS4 Entertainment System, Xbox One, including the Xbox One X and Windows PC format on October 11, 2019. Players who pre-book Grid or purchase the Day 1 or Ultimate Edition, Super Duper Edition as I like to call them, will get the Aston Martin Vantage GT4 as additional content. And going by the trailer here, it looks pretty decent. I think these games got like a lot of love when they were released. They were kind of low budget. They weren't. I don't think they were like high AAA games, but I mean they look like a lot of fun. And especially with PS4, I think PS4 needs something, you know, along the lines of a racing game, because Forza, as you know, is taking over the racing world over on Xbox.
Forza is a very good game. This game, I think, when I was looking at the trailer, I think they're focused very much on how the cars look. I like that about it's very detailed. I like the way the graphics look and everything. I'd probably give it a shot and see how realistic it is. The Forza is very good for that. I know people are like a cult towards that game. But as you said, PlayStation would be good for PlayStation to come out with something a little bit different. Maybe try it out.
I hate to bring it away to Forza, but in the last 3 weeks, Forza have brought out a Lego expansion, and then people were saying, "Oh, we'd love something a little bit more realistic," and then they went and dropped a Top Gear expansion, Top Gear, like just a special missions that you could do, and it feels like you're actually in one of the programs. Like you'll have your man talking over you, telling you what cars to drive and commentating as you play the game, and it's done exactly like the TV show. And when you finish that story, you get the Stig uniform, like stuff like that, and it's still constantly being updated. It's ridiculous. I have a lot of love for Forza. It's an absolutely phenomenal game, and I think we need something like that over on PlayStation. I'm not sure if Grid is the answer because obviously it's on all platforms, but I would love to see Gran Turismo just take a step back and really come with all guns blazing and try and maybe even copy what Forza are doing, because those guys are just ridiculous at the moment.
I actually heard a rumor there on the possible next Gran Turismo that it's going to try and incorporate everything from every single Gran Turismo beforehand and put it into one. Nice. And it's rumored to possibly be a release title for the PS5.
Wow. Give me your sources.
I actually heard that as well. I didn't hear as much as Pat.
Was it from Pat?
No.
Internal sources.
I swear to God, it wasn't.
I give no one my source.
Ronan, did you ever buy a car wheel around for any games?
No, but I have used one, a really good one, the Logitech. I think it's like a C920. One of my mates has it set up. He's a big car freak, and went out to his house about 4 weeks ago now, and I played Forza and I played Dirt Rally 2, and it is, once you get used to it, it's very disorientating at the start, but once you get used to it, it's just an amazing feeling, and really worth investing if you are a car nut. Really worth investing in getting a steering wheel, because they're very expensive
though, aren't they? The prices are unbelievable.
So you can pick them up second hand for about 150 quid now at the moment.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, the best one on the market, well, the kind of the middle one on the market that's very good quality is about €190, I think, brand new. So it's not too bad. Like, I mean, a lot of people that get these don't play anything else. Like, they'll have like their 3 screens set up, the steering wheel. They'll have the way my friend has it. He welded like a seat together, put a bucket seat into it, and you really feel like you're in a race car, and it's brilliant. Like, he's got surround sound in the room. I'll take a picture and send it and post it up on the group. Nice. It's really, really cool. And so I have used it, and I would like it, but it would just take up a whole lot of space. And the fact that I don't play them all the time, I like it with a controller. I've got my Xbox 360 controller hooked up to my PC for the racing games and that.
Nice.
So the last bit of news we have is Red Bull is looking for Ireland's #1 League of Legends player. They're hosting a 1v1 tournament. We've grabbed the tournament format from the website, and it reads as follows. When you register to one of our online qualifiers, you'll get the opportunity to take on opponents in nail-biting one-on-one rounds. Each game will be played on Summoner's Rift using blind pick mode and will require you to play solely in the mid lane. Interactions with other lanes and the jungles are not allowed, so you'll need to rely on your mechanics if you wish to take down your opponent. While using other lanes is not permitted, you may return to base at any point during your match to purchase items to give you an edge over your foe. Red Bull Player 1 will also be played on Riot's Tournament Realm, so you'll be provided with a full unlocked account for each qualifier and resulting final. The location for the event is yet to be announced. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I put a decent chunk of time into League of Legends and really enjoyed the game. The issue with that game is, again, it's such a massive time sink. Just to let everyone know, that game is after going back on top of the Twitch algorithm and is back number 1 again after, I knew Oshin was in the chat there with the with the love. That's back on top, and it really shows the caliber of that game. I know Dota 2 is kind of always been second best to League of Legends, but League is just fantastic. I don't know whether any of you guys have played it. Have you?
I have never touched that game. I know it's massive, the game. That's why I jump in and out. I was actually talking to Oshin about it earlier on, a little bit about it, to find out before he talked about it. But it's good to I just love to see the esports side of things coming to Ireland a lot. It's good that Red Bull's getting behind this. I love to see that's more and more like Celtic Throwdown. Any of the boys that are bringing the more and more esport to bring more of it to Ireland. It's brilliant. That's kind of one of the reasons to put it in here tonight. I never played League of Legends, but it looks like one of them kind of games you're like either mad into it or you're not. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's one of them games. I know it's huge. I might give it a go sometime. We'll see.
I really think, Paddy, that you out of say Jack or Pat would get it, because I don't know, I feel like I could see you play League of Legends and say, okay, I actually get this. I understand what you're meant to be doing here. It's really good for learning mouse and keyboard as well. And I suppose the abilities that you have are very similar to the likes of Apex. Like, you have abilities that you need to use at certain times. Now, the gameplay is a little bit different, but the timing of when to use the abilities at the right time is very similar, and each hero has different abilities, and there's so many heroes to choose from that I truly believe that there is a hero for everyone out there, that somebody will pick up a hero and say, this is my hero, this is the person that I love to use. I always use Wukong, who is a monkey king that gets in, is a really good DPS and a fighter basically, and Ashe is another one I like to use. She's a range character. She's got a bow and arrow, typical, just stay on the outside and poke from
How long is League of Legends around?
Oh my god, it's around a long time. I mean, I'll tell you a funny story about Oshin. Oshin disappeared off the face of the earth for about 2 years, and the only way you could reach that man was by logging into League of Legends. Even if you didn't play it, you just had to download League of Legends, log in, and that's how you connected with Oshin. Now, Osh, I'm playing 8 years, Oshin says, so it's 8 years plus,
and it's one of the biggest games in the world still, isn't it? It's definitely top 5 in the world.
Yeah, if not literally top. Do you know what I mean? It's it's out 10 years, Oshin says.
Like CS:GO and stuff like that. They're all these old games are still top. Like, it's unreal.
It's
when a game grabs your attention, it's very hard to get away from it. There's certain like Fortnite for me. I'm just attached to it, and that's it. I play other games, but that's the game I like playing the most, kind of way. And I think games do that. It's madness. There's people like League of Legends that has its own people as well. They just never come away from the game. Yeah. And they keep games going for years and years and years. I have a problem.
So maybe we could download it, Paddy, and the two of us will jump on. I can give you a kind of a beginner's guide to how to play that game. Now that you have a decent PC, like, you could probably run it at about 300 frames per second with the system you have. Like, it's
hopefully I have to overclock the system yet. See how I get.
You'll overclock.
What's a clock? Anyway.
I will say though, I did actually play a league about 5-6 years ago.
Oh, look at you, little diamond in the dark.
For about a couple of weeks.
Let's hear about your experience, Jack.
Honestly, I don't remember a huge amount about the game, because at the time my laptop was 8. It's one I actually used for the podcast there a couple months ago. But I played it for a couple of weeks. It was good. but it's just one of those games that you kind of do need to sit down and you need to put time into. You can't just go and play maybe 1 or 2 games. You kind of need to play a couple. It just got a bit too much. I had other stuff to be playing.
There was no platinum, Jack. That's what was wrong, man.
No, there is a ranking system in it if I really want.
Yeah, there's. I think you can get the platinum rank. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nice.
Same with Overwatch. But
I've never played Overwatch either. I have to expand my games.
Well, you're not doing too bad now. You have Tarkov.
That's Tarkov. Me and John playing Tarkov like mad. He's somebody.
Yeah.
Get some Crash Team Racing so I can kick your ass.
Yeah, no matter. We will. That's in the cards as well.
So guys, we are going to go to a word from our sponsor. So we will be back in 2 seconds.
God bless Kai.
Hey guys, the Alpha Fox here, and I just want to bring you a quick message from our sponsor. Our mission at Kaiju Gaming Lounge is to bring the social aspect back to video games in Cork City. There is a tendency with online video games for people to spend a lot of time alone while playing games with their friends over the internet, which may become isolating at times. We want to offer an alternative to spending time alone or in a pub and instead engage in some friendly competition with existing friends or meet new ones in the process. Kaiju Gaming Lounge is the #1 sponsor for TROPCAST, the #1 gaming podcast in Ireland, and the official podcast of the Republic of Players. So that was Kaiju Gaming Lounge in Cork. Make sure if you're ever in Cork City to stop by. Awesome place. Seems to be getting busier and busier every time I look at the Facebook page. So fair play. They're doing tournaments, they're doing different team nights, and they're just adding more and more systems to that place. So call in and have a lot of fun with your friends or on your own and meet friends there. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to go on to topic of the week. And I actually thought this topic, Paddy brought it up earlier on, I thought it was very interesting, and we're going to talk about the effects that social media has on gaming, disadvantages, advantages, and everything else. So who wants to get the ball rolling here, guys? Paddy?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it, Pat.
Alright, well, I think the effects that social media has, it does have its good and it has its bads. Like, one of its bads for me would be spoilers for games that have been out for not too long or long enough, and then like you're maybe just checking the game up once and then you kind of know what the game is about like immediately, which is kind of disappointing. But one of the better things about it is simply just being able to connect to people and chat about games that maybe your friends might not know of.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. Just like, there's a game I love called The Sky of Five, and none of my friends know about it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm only messing. No, you brought it up last week. I'm only messing.
But yeah, like I remember chatting online, like on Twitter, with a few people about that, and I was like, oh yeah, this is deadly. I can actually talk to people. I'm not lonely.
100%.
But yeah, it's things like this here. Like, you can discuss things, you can meet up with people to play games. Like, I've mentioned I've been playing Bloodborne now on the community for a while, and there's always 1 or 2 people going, if you need a hand, don't be afraid to ask.
Yes.
I sort of wish I had PS Plus at the moment, but you know, it's nice having that sort of community where people will help, that people will discuss the game itself, and it brings a bigger sort of connection to the game as well, and makes you be more involved with it through the communication you have with other people.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely. I think you hit the nail on the head there.
No, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, I supposed to say the same thing. We're after connecting with on the group itself. On thing, there's over 1,300, nearly 1,400 members, and it's very interactive. You're meeting new people every day. It's a great place to meet people with the same interests as yourself. Like, even their Escape from Tarkov or something, all they have to do is go to Facebook, and it'll bring up a group of people that are playing that game specifically. They'll put videos up. They all have the same interests. Like, social media is bringing the whole world forward in a lot of great ways, and especially the gaming community itself. I run the raffle page, I run the buy and sell pages, I run like, it's a lot to do what I do, and you can set businesses up with social media, with the gaming side of it. It's just a great way to meet friends. Like, everybody that, even say Pat or Ed, that's all through social media. Where, like, he's after coming along to us through social media. Even everybody except for Ronan, I've met through through Facebook or through like that. So it helps a lot that we're all connected nowadays. It does have its downfalls sometimes with, I may have liked too many groups on Facebook, and I have shit tons of people streaming on it now. So every time I click onto it now, there's these random people playing these random games that
Face stream.
It's gone that bad. It's gone that bad because it only shows you what you're interacting with, and obviously that's mostly what I'm interacting with is just gaming. So it's become Twitch for me, honest. But it's a great thing. Like I love amount of people that we're connected to now through Facebook is unreal. I think it's fantastic, and no more may it last. As long as there's no cyberbullying or anything like that, it's a great space.
Definitely, Jack.
I have to agree with the fact that it's made like with the things like the Facebook streaming service now that people, instead of going to Twitch or Mixer or anything like that, they can just stream straight to Facebook. They can get a bit more of their friends kind of sharing it out. They can get more people viewing in. They could just be looking at some other random page and it could come up as a video idea or recommendation. Sorry, but at the same time, it can really be a double-edged sword because you could have people coming in that really just don't like you, mightn't like the game that you're playing and start abusing you on the game, anything like that. So, but then again, it's also helped with reviews and the like, because look at IGN, they're sharing nearly every single one of their Facebook, and they get massive reach.
Yeah, it's the biggest ad platform in the world.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it with Facebook being the biggest platform in the world, it has helped so many people, streamers, reviewers, content creators, everyone just grow significantly over the past couple of years because it's helped so much with their reach.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on Facebook right now.
Yeah, exactly.
we're sitting on 2 channels on Facebook, and it's helping. You know what I mean? Helping getting people to get to see our faces and to maybe come back. Please come back.
But even as you said, look at the community. Like it's 1,400 people strong, but there's just so many people helping each other out with different things. Like you could post up your Twitch stream in it, and somebody will see it and go, "Ooh, I might tune in." Or you have a question, and somebody will give you an answer. Or better yet, look at Derek Smith. He puts up every single game he gets.
Yeah. And his stuff is class.
Legend.
And he is basically the heart and soul of the group these days because so many people are always interacting with his posts. He always, if he needs a hand, people will jump on and give him a hand. It's just good to see that such a good community, and like the fact that social media has brought all that together, and it's just helped immensely with so many people with gaming.
And people just love talking gaming.
So I want to bring up something that Pat mentioned, and that was the connection of, when you play a game, you have an outlet to go and talk about that game with different communities and different people. And I remember when I was growing up, I was always into gaming from a very young age, and it wasn't a case that my friends were always into gaming. Like I remember being literally the only one in the class that was into gaming, and I felt a little bit isolated in that sense because you couldn't really talk about it. You couldn't talk about a new game that you got. Me and my brother always used to talk gaming, but he wasn't in the same class as me, so I did feel that isolation. But now that we have Facebook and we have YouTube and we're able to connect with people so easily, it's just amazing. I love the fact that we have this reach and we have this way of reaching people that we would never been able to reach without social media. Another aspect that I want to bring up, and I think it's really important, and it's one of the greatest kind of achievements that I think we've got from the Republic of Players, and that's the positivity that's on that page. I mean, you go to other groups, and whether it's gaming or whether it's any sort of community, there seems to be a lot of negativity, that people, they feed off negativity. I think if one person's negative, it's easy for someone else to go and be negative. And for me, it's actually very, very easy to just continue to be negative, always complain and not appreciate what you have. And I think that's what the Republic of Players does, is everyone is there for their love of gaming. Everyone is there to share those experiences, share those good times, share, Pat does that thing every week where he posts up, what did you buy? Like, when would you ever get to be excited about what you've bought throughout the week? And when I see that post from Pat, I'm like, oh yeah, I picked up actually this and this, and everyone jumps in, has a conversation, what's it like, what's the game like, and you're giving information to people that it's only possible with social media. I love the fact that we're in the world we're in now. There is an underbelly there is a cruelness behind it all, but I think what we're doing is just fantastic, and I think keeping it positive is the way forward. So yeah, I think social media has been fantastic for gaming. Another thing with you mentioned it as well, Pat, about Bloodborne. I think From Software have this thing where their games really bond, even other single player experiences. Well, to an extent, there is some sort of some multiplayer in it. I think those games really kind of get expanded with social media. Do you know, me and you talking about Bloodborne or talking about any of the other games, like it expands the experiences of them games, and I love it. I love being able to talk, to someone that has the exact same interest or doesn't have the same interest. Like, I love a back and forth that, okay, you might not like it, but why do you not like it? Okay, I understand that, but if you did this, it might be different, and them conversations are good as well. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go over to the questions here because we have a couple on the actual subject. I'm going to bring up one from Payne. So in terms of social media being a negative experience, do you wish that social media had a filter that Twitter has, like allows you to filter out certain words or topics, like if someone tags #Avengers or #Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that it does not show up in your timeline in a way, or else would you have another thing instead of that would make that much better? Anyone want to jump in with that?
Does he mean like to get rid of words like swear words and like blacking out?
I think he's
like negative stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we should block it out. Like, I'd like the opportunity to block somebody if they're going to talk to me like that. Do you know what kind of way?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
if they want to express themselves in that way, I don't really want them on my timeline at all.
Yeah.
I don't think making people say certain things would work. I'd rather freedom of speech and all that stuff. But Jack's away. He does not taking my shit anymore.
No, letting the dog out.
No, but it's a good question, but I don't think I would know.
No, I wouldn't either.
I
I'm with
think
you,
it's-
Paddy. I'm more for freedom of speech. I think we're in a rocky stage where everyone is trying to be told what to say, and I do believe that some people are not the character they are deep down inside because of what they think others might think. We're at a tricky moment, and I think that's where the negative part of social media is freedom of speech is actually we don't have it anymore. It's simple as.
But
I think the fact that you can actually block out words like it, that would actually solve my problem with spoilers, which I actually never knew you could do that.
Yeah, he just said that there. Actually, he said no. Okay. It's more for spoilers, really. If someone's talking about a game that you don't want to know, it really gets rid of it.
Okay.
Well, fair enough. To be honest, spoilers and stuff. I think if I just see the word, I block it. I don't like. The only thing that's been done lately was the Avengers, and if I didn't get to watch Game of Thrones, like the Game of Thrones, I watched the next day. But I just stay off social media until I've seen it, because it's going to be spoiled in America and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think spoilers are a little bit tricky because, again, I suppose it's freedom of speech, and it's up to the person not to spoil the game. But realistically, if you don't want something spoiled for you, well, then it's your choice to stay away from social media. You don't have to go onto it. And I know some people, it might be their job or they have to go on. Like, some people are addicted to social media. They can't step away from it for 2 seconds. But like, it's really up to you to step away from it. Like, it's a choice that you have. So
what do you think, Pat?
What do you reckon, Pat?
No, he's gone now.
It's just one of the things there. On a game there that I played a while back called BioShock. Yeah. Now, there's a certain phrase in that game that is used that I'm not going to say, but I saw that phrase a lot. And if I had actually, delved a bit more into why that phrase was used a lot, it would have spoiled the game drastically and possibly even taken so much. Well, I know it just would have taken so much away from the game. So I think there is you will be I always look up a bit on the games before I play them now and again, and if you see something major, it's heartbreaking to a certain extent, because when you get to that point, you're like, I already knew it was coming.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's about the journey, Pat. It's about the journey. Have we lost Ronan?
No,
we
I'm
haven't.
still here. Sorry, I'm just looking through the questions here.
Okay.
No, just a lot of people agreeing that it does give you a space to talk about games and talk about different games apart from the popular FIFAs or the Grand Theft Autos. If you are into the weird and wonderful games,
we'll always have zero tolerance on any negative things. We've deleted a lot of things. We've got rid of a lot of people. There's certain people that will go out of their way to be negative towards you.
Yeah.
There's certain they're there. I swear, I've been running social media pages for a long time, and there's certain people that just keep coming back and keep trying to dig at you. And you just
I always feel sorry for those people. I really do. And it took me a while to do this, but I actually just let it go over my head now because it's happened so many times where when I started streaming at first, like it was just they were attacking me, and then when I just released and I said people are going to do this anyway, and that sense of just release just went away, and I don't bother with it anymore. I just hit.
I remember
mute.
Absolute Filth was on the podcast, and he was saying he disarms them. That's a great way to do it. He just messes with them, and next thing they're their friends. These people, I don't know if these lads are looking for attention or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. Most of the time, any sort of negativity towards you is because they feel like, I don't know, they want to make themselves feel a little bit better. So sometimes approaching them, exactly like Absolute Filth said, if you approach them and just say, hey dude, what's wrong? Like, everything okay? You having a crappy day? Usually they will turn around and say, actually, do you know what? I am. And then that's
they follow and be a subscriber after.
Yeah. They give you all the money. It's great.
That's it.
But I honestly think it's getting better. I think when the internet was getting big, I think it was nearly the cool thing to be negative. It was this, really kind of you thought you were bigger than the guy that was very positive, and I think it's got better now. I really have. I've been letting it go over my head since primary school.
You're better off, John. You're better off, buddy.
Since The Witcher is hitting Netflix, any other games you would like to see as a TV show? That's a good question.
GTA.
Oh, that's
straight up.
Games.
Vice City, straight up.
I know I'm talking an awful lot about Bloodborne these days, but
you took my one, Pat.
The opening to that, the CG opening they have for the game that was released originally to showcase the game, I'm thinking that if they actually did a show,
another man onto the podcast that doesn't stop talking about Bloodborne. I can't believe he done it. Like
he literally started playing the game. He's not on a wet week and he started playing it.
We done it. Like
Bloodborne's fantastic, Paddy. Leave him alone.
I never said it wasn't. Leave me alone, boys. Don't be ganging up with me.
Yeah, it's 3v1 now. This is great.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I would love to see something in that CGI style that can actually bring the monsters to life rather than possibly have a more realistic approach. Like, I like what they're doing with Cuphead, how it's sticking to the animated style of it.
Love it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But, that would be my pick.
Awesome. Jack?
Yep.
I'm not even going to say the game. I'm just going to show it.
Oh, class.
Alan Wake. I never played it.
I would love to see Alan Wake as a TV show. The game itself, you could have. It was fantastic and it was in a good story within itself. But if they made it into a TV show, they could do so much. And it could be fantastic.
If you think about some games like God of War or something, would you really want to see it as a TV show, or you just like the way you like being in the game playing it better? Do you know what I mean? It is like it's a very good game, but like, would you want to watch it as a cartoon?
Nope. Not a hope.
No, probably
I
not.
actually might watch it as a cartoon.
But the game was very, very immersive. Like it was kind of a TV show in itself. Do you know what I mean? It was brilliant. What about you?
Would be great.
Ronan? Go on, Jack.
Go on.
I was supposed to say, it'd be a great show if they did it right. Borderlands. I could see that being a great show if they did it right.
Definitely.
Just because of the humor.
They're going to take you as a director, Jack. You'll do it right, buddy.
I wish.
Go on, Ronan. Let us in. Don't say Bloodborne.
Dark Souls. No, like you brought up something very interesting there, Paddy, and I'd be on that side where I am always a little bit hesitant when games get turned into movies, because I don't think they transfer over well. They haven't, like, to
They
this
never
day.
have.
Do you know what I mean? They haven't to
never
this
have.
day. There's a couple of diamonds that have the Silent Hill one. I really loved, because they brought the atmosphere to life, and that's what I loved about that.
Resident Evil would be good too. The 7th one or what?
Yeah,
that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, that'd
there
be
is
good.
rumored to be a Resident Evil show. Am I wrong?
I'm not sure, man. There's always rumors for these things.
Yeah.
I know there was a couple of fake things put out before, but I don't know if they're talking about it now again.
There was a rumor there a while back. Now that you mention it, yeah, I remember hearing that, but I haven't heard much about it after. It was maybe for about 2-3 weeks. It was floating about. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the problem now we're getting is we're getting news of the Uncharted movie way before it's released, and you just wonder what the development is going on with those movies. I think actually I really hope to God that we are coming into a stage where Netflix do these games justice, because I think it's a great platform. I think a game will transfer better over when it's a series, because obviously a game is a massive chunk of time that a series could be the way to work these. And I mean, we're going to know from The Witcher what's going on. Will they get the atmosphere right? Will they get the character right? And because it's such a beloved franchise, they really have to hit this one on the head, or it could ricochet and we won't get to see anything else in the future. So The Witcher is a really big one that we have on the horizon.
Could I just bring up a quick one there? I think Netflix did a phenomenal job with the Castlevania series, the animated series they did recently.
I wasn't
a
crazy
phenomenal
about that.
show.
I couldn't get into it. Now maybe I need to give it another chance, but I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get into it. But you reckon it was very good?
Oh, brilliant! It's really good. It's like I had never played a Castlevania game before, except for Symphony of Night just there. But that is the series that made me go, I want to play Castlevania. And I think if a series can do that, if you've never played it before, then it has done its job.
Nice.
That's fair. Cool. So guys, I think that is community section. Unless we have a couple of questions that we went by without hitting.
We do a couple of announcements.
We will do a couple of announcements, Patrick. Hopefully you don't cut out.
What are we talking about again?
Okay. Speak into the microphone like that, because you definitely
Can
won't
you hear
cut
me?
out. We can
Can you
hear
hear me?
We can.
Things are gonna get a bit weird now.
Okay. Big announcement now.
We go with the FIFA one. We're gonna do a FIFA tournament this week, hopefully, if we have time. I think we are. Oh, now I think it's €10 to enter, and we'll release more details about that tomorrow. But the FIFA tournaments usually go well. If we get 16 people, we'll go from there. If we get more, we'll open it up. But we have been partnered with a massive brand, and we're very happy to announce that we'll be at Insomnia and Gamerfest this year. We're going to be doing. We're going to have our own broadcast corner set up with lots of cameras, lots of mics, and we're going to be interviewing guests from all over Europe or America. Maybe they're bringing them in. Hopefully, we'll get John Romero in again.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Auntie Tinkerbell, anyone. I think Absolute Fit is going. We're going to get anyone that's going. We're going to interview them. They're going to come play a few games with us. We're going to have a nice setup. I can't wait to see all the boys. We're going to have a great weekend. It's going to be 2 weekends. One's in Galway, Gamerfest, 2 weeks later at Insomnia in the RDS. That's like, to be honest, it's massive for us. We're very
what are the
delighted.
dates, Paddy?
I don't remember. We'll have to look it up.
We'll post it up on the links below.
It's 29th and 30th for Gamerfest, and it's the 10th and 11th, I think, for Insomnia.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of boys at it that Pain Train will probably be at it. And all Cast Irish gamers will be at it and everything. And we're very, to be honest, I'm over the moon about it. It has to be announced properly by Insomnia. But Insomnia is a 20-year-old brand. Gamerfest, they're a great brand as well. Unbelievable. They're partnered with Comic-Con. Is it Dublin Comic-Con? I think it is.
Yeah.
They partner with them. I think it's a massive for us, and I'm delighted that our work is starting to pay off.
Like it is phenomenal, Paddy, because if you think about it, we had this dream where we would be going to these events and we'd have our own setup, like the way IGN does. They have their own, table and area, like couches that people can come and chat, and that's what we're trying to.
That's what we want to do. We want to bring the gaming news to Ireland, and we're hoping to get involved with the community as much as possible. That's what it's always about with us, is community. people making content. We want to push as much as possible, and we can't wait to talk to everybody. I can't wait to see everybody. It's brilliant. That's our main con this year. We're partnering with them. That's it. We're not going to see. You're not going to see us anywhere else.
Straight
except
to
for
the
here,
top, guys.
except for here every week, right?
And that was the Republic of Players anyway.
Well, we'll also have. I think we're going to have a few guests come on the show that will be linked to Insomnia and Gamerfest before the post or pre-show. Sorry.
Yeah.
Then hopefully post-show as well. And more announcements to come.
Yeah, we're going to have a big build-up for them, and maybe possibly get some guests on that will be at the show beforehand. Like we can get a few guests on the podcast. And
yeah, well, all casts will probably come back on as usual before the show and stuff like that. So they're definitely. I haven't said it to Mark yet, but I'm sure he will.
Yeah, perfect. So guys, do you want to do our shout-outs and get out of here? Pat, where can the good folks find you?
Well, if you're interested in following me, I'm over on Twitter at PatGodMad with a capital O at the end. I just basically cover what stuff I'm going to be reviewing and all other sort of crap that I'm interested in. And this week, it should be Child of Light this week, coming out at the end of the week for the review. Yeah, I know it was supposed to come out last week, but change of plans.
These things happen, Matt. These things happen. You're doing too much work, to be honest. You're flying.
Fair play to you, Pat. Jack, where can the good folks find you?
Everybody can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the Platinum Speedrun occasionally.
Speedrun Platinum legend, Platinum Jack. Paddy, where can the good folks find you?
Just before that, I'd like to congratulate Maroxide for raising 700 quid for is it ICHH?
Yeah, well done, Maroxide.
Former member of the show, and I'm glad that he raised it for a good cause. You can catch me on the Republic of Players Twitch channel. I'm going to be putting up a schedule soon. I have to stick to that. You can catch our reviews on YouTube from Pat and from all the boys and everything like that. Hopefully some more. And if you want to catch me on the Facebook group, just hit me up. We'll chat to you.
Yeah, same as that. Definitely go over to the Republic of Players.
Thanks for everyone watching on every different channel. It seems to be going well. It seems to be going well. So we'll do this every week.
Yeah, it seems solid. Like we're getting the consecutive viewers. So. So catch me over on the Republic of Players community. Loving all the stuff that's going up there at the moment. Pat, you're doing amazing stuff, so keep it going. You're going straight to the top, to be honest with you. Every review you do is just getting better and better, so fair play to you. I love watching your content. Put a lot of heart and a lot of time and effort into it, so keep going. Fair play to you, Jack, for getting on that streaming buzz. I mean, I love the fact that I see you on Twitch now and you're going live. Paddy, as well, to you for getting us the Insomnia deal. That is just it really is mind blowing, and to think that we are at the forefront of being, Ireland's gaming hub, like you dreamed it could be at the start. Like this is what it's all about, and we're going to be just growing after this. I know for a fact that we're just going to spiral out of control after this. So hold on to your horses. For everyone on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I have been your host, Ronan Fox. This has been the Republic of Players podcast, episode 37. From Pat, Jack, Paddy, and myself, we are out.